Well, Coach Bland, we appreciate you taking time to join us. Talk to us a little bit about how it feels to finally be a full-time member of NCAA Division II.
Well, it feels really good. It's been a lot of hard work that's gone into this, not just with the football team, not just with recruiting and playing Division II, playing Gulf South Conference teams for the past 2 seasons, and really being outmatched. Not as much last year, but in 14 definitely. But it was a challenge, and it was a building process. But that also was part of that process was Coach Jones and Coach Musselwhite have done a great job, and all of our staff and coaches have done a great job through this process. So it is good to be over with in that part. Now I guess it's exciting to see what we can do and how that's going to affect us in a positive way. The recruiting's been going on, but we still haven't played a game yet as a full member of Division II. I kind of got the feeling there right when it was over. We were going to get the chance to vote on preseason all-conference, and we couldn't quite do that because it was last year's, so we weren't. It was like a little punch in the gut, you know. But then I know that our players are excited about it because we can win it. If we win it, we get a trophy, and in the past we wouldn't. We just get a pat on the back, you know, and that's kind of brings the team morale down a little bit. Those type of things will be exciting for us. Our players are excited for it. They feel like we're better matchups on the field too. But that being said, the full membership is going to boost us even more.
Talk to us a little bit about the importance of the depth that you have this year, especially the depth with players who've gotten playing time and the players that you and your coaching staff have recruited.
Well, that is true, and the depth is going to be more. The more we recruit and the more scholarships that we're able to use. You know, 2 years ago when we went Division II, we started the process of that transition. We weren't using all 36 scholarships. I could have, and I think that was legal for us to do that. Our school probably didn't want to take that big of a hit financially as far as the budget goes, but we could have done it. What would have had to have happened, though, was after that 36 was spent, we wouldn't have had 36 scholarships invested in seniors where we would have got that money back to recruit again. We would have had to not recruit at all or cut a lot of the players who couldn't quite match up in this league. And that's not the business we wanted to be in. So we took it year by year, a little scholarship one year and a little bit more the next. And right now we're still not quite there, but we are getting closer. So the depth is definitely going to help us with the amount of scholarship players. Nothing against guys who are not on scholarship, because everybody has some scholarship. Some of it's academic, some of it's football, some both. But we've got good players that fall into each of those categories. But the scholarship players are ones probably with the most talent, maybe the most size, maybe more speed, and that's kind of what we're seeing in this league. That's good, that's important. But one of the most important things, I think, more than just the depth, is the experience that we've had. Guys who have played in this league for a few years, maybe 1 year, but maybe some of them 2, and ones who started off, you know, some of the best teams in our league with those, when them not going through a transition like we have, but ones who played with freshmen or young players may not have been as good a few years ago. One, for instance, North Alabama, when Bobby Wallace took over, they played a lot of young kids, you know, went about 500. And then the last 2 years, they've been a share of the championship, and that's because of their experience. So I feel like that's going to pay off for us as well.
And a lot of that experience is with young men who have played a lot, but they've touched the ball a lot. They're your playmakers on offense.
No doubt about it. You know, we do have some guys who we feel real good about, and I feel like they match up already. They're just 1 year older, and which is going to help us tremendously. At quarterback, we've got 2 guys who have got playing experience, in Sharon Wright and also Walker Meadows. We've got some running backs who have gotten a year or 2 experience. And we've got some good ones. Josh Dixon will be a senior running back. We're excited about him. Morgan Sharp at our B-back. He's been explosive at times, and we're excited for him to have not a breakout year, but really a big-time improvement from his first year to his second. Colt Freeman and others. You know, we've got some guys at a lot of positions. But most importantly on offense, we've got a lot of experience in our offensive line. And I want to say we have 5 or 6 seniors. Now we'll have 3 or 4 of them, 3 starting and 2 playing major roles as far as getting in. You know how hot it's going to be on these games down here in Mississippi. So we can't just play 11 people on offense. There's going to be a lot of people playing, a lot of rotation. So starters are important, but the backups are just as important. So it's going to be important for us, and I think that's going to be big for us too, that we have a lot of experience in that offensive line.
Yeah, one of the things we saw last year was that the Choctaws were in just about every game that they played, and the gap between the points scored by your opponent and the points the Choctaws scored last year shrunk dramatically from your first year to your second year, and I think a big part of that was the play of the defense. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from them this preseason.
No doubt. The defense has been doing really, really good. We've got more explosive players. We have more experience from them too, not just at every position. We have more depth at the defensive line, which I'm excited about. We have some experience there as well in the defensive line, you know, with Jacarius Scott probably anchoring down our defensive line, which is good, and we have some explosive players at the defensive end spots. At linebacker, we have one main addition in Jamad Harrell, but the others are, you know, R.J. Arnold led our team in tackles as a freshman. Now, you come back as a sophomore, we expect him to be better. We expect him to be much improved. You know, when you get here from high school, you're talking about you show up, and this has gone on for 2.5 weeks. We've had camp for 2.5 weeks. We're about to play. And that was the same thing last year. So RJ comes in, and he catches on really quick, but he was behind the 8 ball. Still led our team in tackles. So we know that there's going to be big improvement with a season under his belt, a spring practice under his belt, another camp under his belt as a leader and as a tackler. We've got a lot of improvement, a lot of players that have played at the linebacker spot. Our secondary, again, is we have some new guys that are going to be playing for us. We have a junior college, Stephen Bradley from Northwestern, who won the national championship in the junior college. He'll be at our free safety spot, which is big with that type of talent and experience at the college level, but the others are experienced here with us. And they were freshmen last year. 2 of them were freshmen at corner. And then we have Chris Lyles, who will be a senior, a big, tall corner for us in the secondary. So we're really good in the secondary. You mentioned the improvement already from 2014 to 2015. We lost on an average of 27 points a game. Just saying it hurts. You know, but that is the way it was. That's just the way it is. And that's how strong the league is. It wasn't how weak we were. We were Division III with 1 recruiting class, starting that recruiting class middle of January. And so that's not very much, not a whole lot of time. Now, 27 points could have been worse, I think. A lot of those teams pulled off their best players, and it didn't feel that way, but they did. And so that was the way it was in 2014. We sucked it up. Now, last year we lost on an average. We're still using the word lost, but we lost on an average of 6.7 points a game. North Alabama had their starters in to the last minute. They had to, because we were down by 7 with the ball in the fourth quarter. They won the conference. West Georgia, we had the closest game they had all year long, except for the one they lost, which was not exciting. It's not a moral victory for us. I'm just trying to say our improvement was really big between 14 and 15. With the experience, with the depth that we're talking about, I hope we have that big of a jump in scores and now victories in 2016.
Well, you've got Point University today, a new opponent for the Choctaws out of West Point, Georgia, and this is an NAIA program, but they went to playoffs last year.
They did.
They've already played a game and turned the ball over a good bit last week, but they've got a new head coach. What do we expect from the Skyhawks?
Well, I know that the team they played in Reinhardt is a really good team. They were a playoff team as well, and they've got some speed and some talent. They are Reinhardt's one of those teams who is considering going Division II, and I know that they're in our area, our region, and they could end up in the Gulf South. Who knows? But they're talented. They're in a really good spot for a location. I'm talking about Reinhardt, and so they put it on them pretty good. But like you said, they turned the ball over. I think Point has some talent, and their biggest improvement will probably be between game 1 and 2, which is us. And so we'll have to come out ready to play. We will have to not turn the ball over. We'll have to create turnovers, though. And I think that's something that we're looking forward to, and I think it'll be a challenge, there's no doubt.
Well, Coach, I know excitement is high, and we're looking forward to kicking off the season. We appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you.